Lady Blue stop sign. Let's see, where do I want to be? Just over here. Hard to say. Let's see which way they're moving. Let's see which way they move. I think that's good. Alright, no filter on the camera. The usual digital collection of electromagnetic nanocarbon from the area we call the clouds. From the cloud level, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna let the snow land on the windshield as it's coming down. It's got flurries going on outside. But this is a 30-minute video. I'm going to collect from the clouds until the snow builds up on the windshield. Hopefully that'll happen over the next 15-20 minutes while I'm in the store. Got into some really heated discussions yesterday with people in the store. One individual in particular that I thought was I was mistakenly thinking that it's worth even thinking about the dude, but really it's not. I mean, he's such a fucking Karen. He's cross between Karen, a cross gen. Uh, he's got the big bulldog or bull ring in his nose. Um, Off-colored hair that's all weird and shit like that. Teach their own. I used to do weird shit. I still do. So teach their own. But this dude goes along with what everyone tells him, just like everybody does, I guess. But when you try to talk to people and tell them about things that they can go see for themselves rather than keep believing in things, then it's upsetting. I talked about this in some of my videos that I did yesterday, but I don't know that they're going to make it up. I don't know that I'll be able to get them up onto YouTube or not. I'll look at them, I'll see. But if I didn't catch anything in the camera and it's all just me talking, I probably won't put it up, or I'll go put it on another channel. I'll go put it up on the Right to Reality channel or something like that. But yeah, it threw a lot of stuff going on in my mind after talking with that guy while I was talking to him, and then afterward. And I'm still thinking about him even today. All the shit that he was saying and how against anybody is of looking at things for themselves. I tried to get him to go over to the window at the store to look at all the mineral streets that were being dumped on our head yesterday. They turn on the radio, the television, and listen to the weatherman and think that weather is natural and it is all about nature. And because he was real big on the environment, saving the environment. And we got into many discussions that went down many roads. I'll talk about this more as I think it out. I'm glad every time something happens like this, my first videos that I'm making for hours after an incident like this come out mean and nasty, and I don't think I get my point across properly. It takes a day or two for me to calm the fuck down a little bit, and then I start being able to say, okay, I can understand why you would all think these things, because we were taught that. We were taught to believe in that. But that doesn't mean, I mean, we're all growing up now. I mean, we should be able to look at things for ourselves and see them for what they are. Then there was another dude on YouTube who was ranking out people who didn't know about Pearl Harbor, the date, the time, what happened, what was the causation of it afterwards, what were the outcomes of that Pearl Harbor bombing, where did it take place? Some people said Florida. Um, Close, because it was Hawaii, so kind of close, as close as you can get. Really, I mean, instead of saying it happened on the open oceans, on a barger or on a barge or something, so it wasn't that big of a jump for people to assume that, but yet those people are getting ranked out. My whole thing while I'm watching it, I'm thinking the people that had the correct answer, they were also giving false information. Because when you think about Pearl Harbor, it's one of the ones I talk about all the time. It was bullshit. It was bullshit. Doesn't mean that it didn't happen. It just means that everything that revolved around it was all bullshit. It was all intentional. It was planned out by all sides involved. You don't think that Adolf and the United States and Britain and Japan all had this all worked out in their shit? Of course they did, man. It's the way they fucking do it. And then another thing that's been getting to me lately, we're doing it right now in real time. Every fucking day, you turn on the news and it's some other bullshit story, propagandist nonsense that everybody goes along with. No one will go look at things for themselves. They take the Freemasons' word for things. They take the Illuminati's word for things. They take uh, their government's word for things. They take their teachers, what their teachers taught, what their parents taught them, their friends, whoever growing up, their educators. They take what they say and say that that's real. And the reason why my head's spinning about it is because me and that dude at the store got to talking about the Metellus. And when we were talking about the Metellus, I can tell you all a lot about the Metellus, but it's not going to do me any good. It has not in 65 years because I found the Metellus. I figured out what the Metellus was. I found it many years ago, but I didn't know what it was and I didn't know how it worked until I found the true creator. When I found the true creator, the false creator slash creator, when I found them, that's when it came to me about the Metellus. And I started realizing, holy shit, everything has been a lie. So when we're getting on police officers on the auditors' channels, the auditors are so mad about the police abusing the citizens, right? What about the medical industry, people? What about the education system? There's way more abuse going on in the medical industry and in the education system than there is on law enforcement. Believe it or not, there is way more abuse, way more death, way more sickness. All these people that the police are harassing who are sick, you feel bad for them. Your empathy neuron starts fucking sparking up all kinds of stuff, and you have to make up reasons to not feel bad for these people. But what they're feeling bad for them is, myself included, because I find myself in that situation too. And I'm saying, my God, this guy is let's say a war veteran, right? Many of them stories are about war veterans. So war veterans, they're missing limbs, they're missing body parts, internal organs. They're all fucked up. They're partially blind. Some of them. They're mentally incapable of doing anything in life without a struggle, right? And so you feel bad for them when the cops start busting them and treating them like shit, right? But then when I think about it a little further, all of their medical problems that they're dealing with in their life are because of the medical industry. And it all goes back to the Metellus. Because the Metellus account for every fucking sickness and ailment known to humankind. Every single one. It's pretty incredible. So I guess I'll just leave the camera going. I'll turn it back on when I come back out. It's at 14 minutes. It looks like I'm going to be able to put the camera out at the house as well, and down at the store when I go back down to the store, because the getting is good. It's just that the snowflakes are going to pile up on the windshield. Is the only issue. But I don't really feel like talking to the camera all day, so